Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another planty video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be working with my carnivorous plants, which I'm very excited about because as we know, these are some of my favorite plants in my whole plant collection. And I haven't really done much to them since the summertime, so we definitely have some cleanup to do, some watering. I'm actually thinking of repotting some of them because I thrifted this cute little glass vessel that I thought would be perfect for a ping. And I also have this ceramic piece that I've been wanting to put a ping into as well because this is so cutie and I think that this is going to be so nice on the Visto shelf, so I want to get a plant in it. I grabbed all the carnivorous plants in the house, so I have a lot in front of me right now. I of course have all of my pings, all of my pingdoms. I have some Nepenthes across the table. We have my drosera, my one drosera in the collection here. And I did also grab my air plants. I figured that I would water those while I'm going to be sitting here for a little while. So we'll give those guys a soak. And yeah, I've got my supplies, 0 water pitcher. I did grab my fertilizer. I was thinking of fertilizing them, but I don't know if that's a bad idea to do at this time of year. The rest of my houseplants, I don't hesitate. I fertilize them all year round. But I just don't know if, because I know some pings go into a succulent phase. I don't know, y'all. We'll see what I end up doing. But I do have that here, as well as my little toolkit. This is so handy when working with small plants like pings or succulents. So that is very helpful to have. There is like a big bug stuck to, what even is that? Like a moth or something? I don't even know if you'll be able to see on camera, but there is the wing of a big bug sticking out there. That's wild. Okay, I'm gonna start just with a cleanup because I feel like that is a simple place to begin. So I've got my little snippers. Now any dried crispy leaves I pull off. If they don't pull off easily, I usually leave them on. I might need my tweezers too, actually. Yeah. This is quite messy. I have not done a cleanup in a while. I've been getting some questions about this pingdom recently, and I do have a whole video where I put this together, so I will link that in the description if you haven't seen it yet. This is one of my favorite planty things, planty displays in my home. I highly recommend making one. It was really easy to do. The hardest part of it, honestly, was just like sourcing the pumice, but I think it's a lot easier to find in the US. And I link, I can link it in this video too, but I link in the pingdom video where I got everything. Wow, this one has a lot of dried leaves and flowers. This pingdom was flowering like crazy throughout the summer. It still is flowering a little bit now, but not as much. Even though this one in particular lives on the Visto shelf, so it's under my Barina grow lights, it definitely can still sense the seasons, and I think that that's because of the temperature. The house does get obviously quite a bit colder in the fall and winter time. Wow, there's so many dried leaves on this one. Definitely due for a cleanup. I'm glad that I'm going in and doing this today. I feel like I'm always just shouting at everybody to get pings because I didn't really get them until I was a good few years into houseplants because I think I was just intimidated by them, to be honest. But they're literally the easiest plants that I've ever grown. So please don't be intimidated. Really, all you need to know is not to put them in a substrate with fertilizer. Although I've even seen people do that and theirs still grows fine, so I don't know. But I think that that's a general rule of thumb. Okay, that guy is all cleaned up. I try to keep mine consistently moist throughout the growing season, the warmer months. But then in the winter time, I do tend to let them dry out a little bit more. Like some of these today are bone dry. I don't like them sitting wet when it's cold temperatures because I'm just scared that they're gonna rot away on me. Okay, for the old dried flowers, I just give those a snip as close as I can. It looks like these are all actively growing. Oh my gosh, one is even gonna put out a flower right away, and I think it's my golden eye. I love when that one flowers. This Moctezuma gypsicola hybrid, for some reason, is my most difficult ping. Like, I don't know why, but even right now, it does not look that good. You can see it right here. It's split into two, which is nice, but it's just so small. Like, it doesn't have a ton of healthy leaves on it. And it's really hard to remove these dried ones, I'm finding. Okay, let's see what's going on with everybody else. And this is like bone dry, so I'm definitely going to be adding some more water into this one today. And I kind of want to fertilize them because they all look like they're growing and flowering. I'm going to remove this spent flower. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give them a little bit of food. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Why not? Oh wait, this one's kind of weird. Okay, it's all good. Part of the reason I've let this one in particular dry out a lot recently as well is because there was this weird, like, I don't know, type of mold, I guess, growing on it, and it looks like that's going away now that it really dried out. So maybe it was a combination with the seasons changing and it getting cooler but staying a bit too damp. Okay, I'm gonna fill up my little spray bottle here. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this Sea Grow fertilizer that I got from Brad's greenhouse. That's my favorite place to shop for carnivorous plants and the supplies for them. So I'm just gonna put like a tiny bit. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit of this also into this container, and then I'm gonna soak my air plants in here. I never fertilize them, so I figure why not do it today? In the winter time. Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna fill this. Okay. I just dunk them in, and I usually soak them for around 45 minutes. These are definitely plants that they just chill. I really don't know what I'm doing with them. I don't do anything special. I don't know a lot about air plants, but I figured while I'm gonna be sitting here for like an hour, I would give them their soak, which in the summer, I try to do every couple weeks. In the winter, I probably only do it every month or maybe even less frequently than that. So there they are. I'm just gonna set them off to the side. I do really love air plants though, and I kind of want to get into them a little bit more because they put really pretty flowers out. And I'm such a sucker for literally any plant that flowers. Okay, I'm gonna fill this up a little bit more. Oh yeah, a little update on the calyx shelf behind me. If you watched my last video where I was kind of refreshing some of my plant shelves, I have left it the same as it was when I showed you at the end of the video, but I added my little Sansi clip lights. I often bust these out in the winter time just to give plants a little boost. The ones that aren't getting a ton of natural light or obviously aren't in any other grow lights. There's literally just a mealy on this brand new nice dragon scale leaf. Anyways, I'm really happy with this, and now I'm not stressed about these plants not getting enough light anymore, so wonderful. Okay, let's fill this up. Okay, I really don't need that much. I'm gonna put some water into here first. Yeah, I'm so happy that my plants are getting back under control. It feels so nice. Everything was just so chaotic for a while there. and it just feels so peaceful in here now that I've like done a lot of cleaning, and the plants aren't all looking terrible. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And I've really been trying to stay on top of my upload schedule, which a lot of y'all have been commenting about the consistency, so thank you so much for that. Okay, I'm gonna just pour some water in here. It is like bone dry. So there's a layer of pond on the bottom of here, and I usually like to fill that part up with water, and then it just wicks up from there. I need a little bit more. But yeah, I do try to not overwater at this time of year, like I said. I worry about them being too cold and wet. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I can see a little bit of water in the bottom, just like a small layer. So I'm gonna give them a spray with this fertilizer. Like, why not? They're growing and flowering. They live under grow lights, so whatever. Sometimes you have to learn from your own mistakes as well. So if they are not looking too hot a few days later, then I will know that maybe that was the wrong move, but it's fine. Okay, stunning. The kingdom is all cleaned up. Can you see the flower coming out of the golden eye there? I cannot wait to see that emerge. I guess I'll just set this off to the side right now, let it dry off before I put it back under the grow lights. Okay, next, I don't really think anything needs to be done with this one, to be honest. I'm just gonna give it a spray. The only thing I'm actually gonna do to spruce this one up a bit is just give it a wipe inside here, because you can see debris collects and it's fine, but I just might as well clean it while I'm sitting down and doing some maintenance. If I can even get in there. Maybe I will go like this. I need like a little scrub brush or something. Do I have a tool for this? Not really. Just elbow grease, I guess. I really love these understory planters. They're some of, again, my favorite things that I have in my plant collection or pottery collection, but the only thing I don't like about them is that the bottom isn't glazed, so I can't put them on top of like a wooden surface or on my windowsill because it will leave water. Like, even after I pick this up, I could see that it's moist on the table. I mean, I guess I could put like a piece of plastic underneath of it or something, but yeah, I kind of wish that they didn't, that they weren't porous like that, but oh well. Give this butterfly a little clean off while I'm here. Okay, that actually looks a lot better. I'm gonna give them a little feed and put them, oh wait, this needs to be watered as well. Okay, stunning. Sometimes a little cleanup, a little maintenance goes a long way, because that looks a lot better. Also, if any of these are looking too crowded, then those will be the ones that I choose for the containers that I have available. Okay, this one, I think that this might be, what's it called? The one that looks like a cute little pansy. What is your name? Henka. I think this might be pinguicula Henka. I'm not sure. Anyways, it just needs a little bit of water. And a little spritz. Okay, now to my favorites. the pink crew here. I love these ones so much. These are definitely my favorite pings in my collection. So we have, let's see if I can remember. Oh gosh. I think that this is Malibu Barbie. It's actually grown a lot since I got it. This is Raspberry Blonde, I think. And then this is Johanna. I would have to look back on my video where I potted them up and then I forget what the two smaller ones are. But none of them have flowered yet for me. I'm very excited for whenever they decide to do that. This one actually is still a little bit moist. So, and it honestly doesn't really need much cleanup. There might be a couple of dried leaves I can pull out underneath. Yeah. Oh, get off of there. I don't even think I'm gonna, well, I'll put a little tiny bit of water. This one lives in the south window, so I don't want to give it a ton of water. I am gonna give it a little feed because they all look healthy and growing. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, I wish there was more work to be done with these ones because I just love staring at them, but they're pretty much good to go, which is good. And then we have this cute pingdom down here. I actually really love this one, even though it's literally just a Tupperware container. It just, something about it looks so cute. I love this little tiny piece of pumice here, and there's always a flower coming out of here. I think that this is Morinensis, which loves to flower for me. Okay, I'm gonna go under and pull a few dried bits off. It's not too bad, honestly. That one doesn't want to come off, so I'm not gonna pull too hard. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, well. Some water. Little spritzy. And we're done with that one. I'm gonna move these onto the counter. Okay, so I see that the Cyclosecta in this one is kind of getting engulfed by, I think, actually, I don't even know what this, oh, is that Wesser? This, big pink one. I think that that might be what that is. Well, it's getting huge, so I think I'm gonna actually move that Cyclosecta into, should I do this blue one? That could be cute, and I might move one or two of these guys because this one is starting to get a little bit crowded as well. I had a bunch of little baby propagations in this one, so I think that I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, I think that the purple of the Cyclosecta would look cute in this teal dish. So what I'm gonna do is start with a little bit of pon. My preferred way to pot these is to do a layer of pon or pumice, whatever, on the bottom. My pon does not have any added fertilizer or anything like that. And then I top it off with the carnivorous bog mix from Brad's greenhouse. I can link that in the description. And then the water, it works as like almost a self-watering pot. There's like a drainage layer and then it wicks up. So it's super easy to set them up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that little layer. Pinks have very shallow root systems, so they don't need anything deep. Like, even this dish is deeper than what they need. Maybe I'll go ahead and do my pond layer on this one while I have it here. Okay, so now to top them off with some of this carnivorous mix, which is dusty as heck. I break up any pieces where the soil's like in a clump. This is such a cool, earthy looking container. I think that it's gonna be so cute. I'm always sneezing when I'm repotting. Okay, that is good. Let's do this one. The thrift is such a good place to keep your eye out for pink containers. I'm gonna be going thrifting again soon, and I think I'm gonna film. And we'll see if we can find anything. So that will be a fun video to do. Okay, I think that these are both ready now. Let's get that out of the way. Cute. So I'm gonna grab, what am I gonna grab? Maybe this. I usually just make like a little divot for them. So let's see if I can carefully grab these out of here. Just gonna like fork him out. Okay, here we go. Yeah. There he is. Oh boy, don't fall. Oh, he's going over here actually. Beep. So, yeah, I'm just gonna make like a little divot, a little nesty for him. Pop him in. I kind of just like push in so that the roots are in contact with the substrate, and then like go around the edges and move the substrate in if it needs to be, so that it's nicely surrounded. That looks really good to me. So let's add some water. Ooh, this looks even cooler than I thought it would. I'm really happy with it. Like, even watching the water go in is so cool. It's just like such a neat little setup. Okay, so I think that's good. The water will wick to the top if it's still dry. Yeah, that looks really good to me. And I'm gonna do a little spritz. I can't help myself now. I feel like they all need it. I'm gonna add a little bit more just because this is really dry, so I think it's gonna absorb a lot of water. Okay, so this is the final result of this one. I think that it looks so cutie. So I'm really happy with that. And let's move on to this one. So I'm gonna move, I'm gonna take one or two. I kind of want to move away this big because again, it's too close. I'm not sure what type this is, but it's getting kind of tall and it's growing really close to the bigger one beside it. So I kind of want to move that one. Let's see. Looks like a chrysanthemum. Okay. Boop. Press in. And boom. Easy peasy. I guess I'm just gonna stick with that one. Or should I have done two? Should I don't know. I kind of like the way it looks just with the one in the middle. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. And then I guess these ones can just continue to grow in here. Okay, so let's water this. Containers like this are actually even better than the clear vessels because as much as I love the look of the clear ones, they get algae, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna let that absorb. So that's it for this one. Oh boy, I'm gonna sneeze again. Yeah, I think that this one is gonna live on the Vitsto shelf. I'm gonna move these over onto the counter for now though. So cute, 2 new little ping vessels. Okay, water refill. And let's keep going. So this crowded one, yeah, I don't really love the way that this one looks, but it is what it is for now, I guess. I don't know. They're just hanging out here. And yeah, there's not really much for me to remove for this one either. So let's just add some water. And a little bit of food. The insect supply is sparse in the winter in here. Gotta help them out. Okay, dried flour, I'm gonna chop that off. Now I wish that this one was more centered because I've taken away the one that was on the side and now it just looks kind of funny, but should I add one of the babies from this one in? Maybe I'll do that actually. Let's just do a little transfer. Which one am I gonna take? I need a more precise tool for these small ones. I'll take... You're not gonna be able to see, but this little guy. Because it was just kind of growing in between in a funny spot, so I'm just gonna plop it in this one. Then that will grow in and it just adds a little bit more balance into this one. Should I eventually transfer over the ones that are in plastic containers to nicer containers? Probably, and maybe if the next time I go thrifting, if I find something, then that's what I'll do, rather than starting new ones. Because I probably have enough pings around the house. So I can move on to upgrading their enclosures. Okay, some water and a little spray, and that's it. Boom. Who's next? Let's do this one. Again, I'm gonna clean up the ceramic piece because it just has some weird little dried flowers and maybe some algae inside there, so give it a clean. I don't think there's really much for me to remove in terms of dead leaves that I can see. These ones look quite healthy. They're really cute in there. There's a little cyclosecta, and these I think are maybe Wesser. I don't know. I love a little pink ping. Okay, let's clean this up. I find working with carnivorous plants especially, succulents too, honestly, to be very therapeutic because they're so small, I think. It's just a relaxing it's like relaxing plant chores, because when I'm dealing with plants that are super big and tedious to move around, or, you know, unstable in their pots or have big moss poles, it can be not relaxing sometimes. But this, like, it just feels meditative and nice. So undemanding. Okay. I think that is pretty good. Not perfect, but it's a lot better. So let's fill it up. That's it for this one. All done. Okay, and then this is actually the last ping here. I don't know what kind this one is. He lives in this dish all by his lonesome. And that doesn't want to come off. That doesn't want to come off. Okay, not much to remove. Not much to do for this one again. Oh, here's like a dried Hoya bloom. Sometimes the Hoya flowers fall into these because they're on the windowsill underneath the hanging Hoya. But other than that, this one's pretty good. Okay, we're on a roll here. So, my drosera. I don't know what the heck I'm even doing with this one. Yeah, it flowered. Now this flower stalk is completely dried off, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and remove it. Somebody was commenting somewhere recently, telling me about that they put out seeds that is really easy to grow them from seed or something. But I don't know, like, are the seeds in here? Should I look? Oh my gosh, I think that there is. Oh, there's something sprinkling out of here. Is that the tiny seeds? Is that seeds, or is that just like little pieces of something coming off of the thing? I don't know. I'm gonna remove all these browned leaves because they look really gross. Oh, come on. You're not gonna come off? There. Some of them are not ready to come off yet, but some of them are. Okay, I kind of hate how the brown leaves look on here, but I think I should leave the ones that aren't like super crisped and pulling right off. So I guess I'll leave it like this. I will spray this one with the fertilizer as well. Is it even focusing? Hello? Hello? There we go. See, there's so many brown crisped, well, they're not even crisped yet, they're just brown. But I feel like I should leave them on, so I will do that. There we go. And it's honestly quite moist. Maybe I'll add just a little bit of water. Okay, I just cleaned this off because it was getting just a little gunky, which is not the nicest to look at. So let's just stick him in there. Excellent. And now we just have the Nepenthes, right? So these ones I feel need a good cleanup. This is my Nepenthes glandulifera. Yeah, I don't know. It looks okay, I guess. I mean, it's putting out way bigger pictures than I was getting before. Like, look at that. It looks quite nice. There's another one right here that looks nice as well, but we have a lot that are browned off. Also, this is really secreting. Is that why it's called glandulifera? Because it has these glands that are just secreting weird stuff. If you look at this picture, can you see all the like dried weird secretion stuff? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna remove the ones that are completely dried off because they just look gnar. Wow, this leaf and picture really needs to go. It's like completely done. Same with this one. Get rid of that. Oh, whoa. This one has so much. Look at that. It's like crystallized around it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Is that normal? Are you well? Okay. Looks kind of creepy. Yeah, this one's completely dried off as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that one too. The ones that are just halfway crisped, I'm gonna leave on. I only remove them when they're fully crisped, so you can see this one. I'm gonna leave because it's only half brown. But yeah, so I am actually gonna feed the pitchers. So I'm just gonna fill up my little dropper and just, ooh. And just, oh my gosh, I can't see. Just do a few drops into each of them. Okay, and then I'm just going to top this up with some water. So that was actually pretty easy. It is putting out some new growth too, which is nice. We have this new leaf coming in right here with a little baby pitcher on the end. So I don't know, I'm quite happy with this. This has definitely grown a lot than when I had it inside my cabinet because it just kept drying out way too much. It was in a small pot and it was hanging like above the fan, and that was just not a good setup for it. So now I have it in this pot, which I try to keep a little bit of water in the bottom so it stays nice and moist, nice and humid for the roots in there. And yeah, that's it. That's all I do for this one. And it lives on my south window now. And I'm definitely getting bigger pictures than I was before. So I'm happy with that. And then here we have my Nepenthes Rebecca Soper, which again, this one is doing really well. Oh my gosh, like look at the size of this. That's pretty good. This one too, like they're looking good. And the color is absolutely stunning from the south window, all the sun that it gets. Yeah, I think that this one is really happy. So I'm gonna remove all of these brown crispy leaves in here as I've done with the others. I honestly don't think that you even have to do this. I just prefer, like I think it makes them look tidier, obviously, so it just makes me feel better. So I like to go in and get them all cleaned up. Oh boy, that one's dried. I'm gonna remove that pitcher. There's another crispy one here, so remove. And the rest of the little leaves. I just bought this one from Wait, actually, did I order this online? Yeah, I ordered this online. For some reason, I thought for a second that I bought this in store. I saw it in store, but then I didn't buy it. And I wished that I had, so I ended up, the next time I placed an order, I ended up adding one on. Because Brad's greenhouse, they are like 45 minutes away from me, so they supply some of our nurseries, so I can shop some of their stuff in store, which is nice. But I think I was just placing an online order anyways, because obviously there's way more selection online. But it is kind of cool that some of the stores carry their stuff. Anyways, that looks really good. I'm actually obsessed with this. Like, look how cool this is. Oh, I want to get it into a nicer pot. I just love the color of this one. Or I would like to hang it maybe in the south window. I think that that could be nice. I actually think that I might have a hanging pot downstairs. So maybe next time I'll have to do that. I don't really want to be repotting this today. But that's something for me to keep in mind. Okay, let's feed her. Ooh, this juicy one back here. This big one. And this guy right here. Boom. Done. Okay. Stunning. That's literally the last plant. I am gonna go wash this off. I got all of that done in an hour, and it just goes to show how low maintenance these plants are, because I only have to sit down probably a few times a year and do this type of care to them, like cleaning them up and fertilizing them and everything. Other than that, it's literally just topping up the water and making sure that they're getting enough light. But they're just so easy peasy. Like, I just breezed through so many of them in an hour, and they're all cleaned up and cared for, and it feels great. That was very productive. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm also going to take these out and let them dry upside down. That's very important because you don't want the water pooling in the crown, like the center of them. So you just dry them upside down on a dish towel or, you know, like a little dish drying rack or whatever. So I'm gonna take those out in a second when I'm cleaning up here. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that it was relaxing. Really appreciate you watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will do my best to get back to you. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!